The Awesome Physio YouTube channel. Today's video is looking at our top stretches and mobility exercises to help with tension and tightness when working at a desk. So it's very common when we're working at a desk that we get tightness in the neck, shoulders, forearms and wrists. So we're going to go through a quick routine today just to target these key areas, help with stretching and mobility and reducing soreness when working. So the first exercise we're going to have a look at is we're actually going to start with the hands. So a lot of the time when we're typing it gets really stiff and sore into the wrists and the hands. So for the first kind of 5 to 10 if not 15 seconds if they're really sore, we're just going to do some circles with the hands. So for a lot of us we might feel it getting clicky and grinding as we're moving. It's just really nice to get a bit of movement through the joints with that synovial fluid opening up through, and then once you've gone one way you want to turn the opposite way. So again, lovely circular motions with the wrists, getting it moving, opening up through, because so much of the time they're in a fixed position. We want to open up through the wrists. Again, doing this between 5 to 10, like I said, 15 seconds if you want to spend a little bit longer. Once you've done that, we then want to traction into the fingers. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold around, obviously thumb and the fingers. What we're going to do is hold around and then we're going to just really gently pull away. So we want to hold that stretch for about 1 to 2 seconds and then gently relaxing, moving on to the next finger. We're pulling away, so we'll feel that lovely stretch through that finger, holding for about 2 to 5 seconds and then relaxing. And what you're going to do is just repeat that through all fingers and thumb, and just making sure that everything's stretching. And it's really nice when I've spoken to clients about it when they've done similar things, similar stretches into the fingers. They were saying it's just so nice to get a bit of movement through there, because so much of the time it always feels really stiff, really sore. So like I said, all you're doing is just holding around the joint and just pulling for about 2 to 5 seconds. You don't want to be a brute and do it, you know, ridiculous force. It's just that little bit of movement, little bit of stretch. Next we want to move into the forearms, and these are so important both sides. If it's your mouse hand or you're typing a lot, these just get really tight. So we're going to do it in both ways with the stretches. So we're going to turn the hand over first, gripping around the wrist, and then we're going to straighten out through the forearm. So you'll feel that stretch on the outer part of the forearm. So this is stretching your supinators and your extensors, because you're going the opposite way to stretch. So if you're quite hypermobile like I am with my elbow, you just want to leave a little bit of a bend through there. You don't want to take it too far to end range if you're quite mobile, but we should be feeling quite a deep stretch through there, and it just feels really nice to kind of get that moving, holding for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then we're gently unwinding and repeating the opposite way. So you're going to turn the hand up, clasp around the wrist, so you see my hand's just below the thumb, and then you're going to pull it out straight and then straighten. So you'll feel this on the inner bit of the forearm as you're stretching, holding this between 5 to 10 seconds, and this is stretching your flexors and your pronators. So we're going the opposite way. So it's really important when you're in a fixed position that you're targeting all the key muscles. And as you can see here, where we're stretching back into the hand, you're also stretching down into the fingers and into the wrist as well. Gently unwinding and then repeating on the opposite side. So for the first one, turning the hand round, clasping over the top, and then pulling the arm out straight. Again, that's so nice on that outer elbow area, so that outer forearm area, targeting that supinators and the extensors. So all around this bit is where we should be feeling it. Holding that there. Again, if you're hypermobile, just dropping that a little bit, so not going fully to end range if you're quite mobile through the elbows like me, and you should be feeling it into that forearm. And then once you've done about 5 to 10 seconds, repeating the opposite way. So turning the hand upwards, clasping below the thumb, tipping the wrist back and then straightening. Again, on this one, feeling it on the inner side of the forearm, holding that there for about 10 to 15 seconds. Again, letting that elbow bend a little bit so you're not hyperextending. Holding that position there, allowing that stretch, and then gently unwinding. So the next part of the desk exercise routine is we want to stretch through the upper back, through the shoulders. So a really nice way when you're sat at your desk is just to get some circles through the shoulders, you know, bringing it back. Of course, if you've got space, straighten up the arms, but just nice to do for about 5 to 10 seconds, just circling the shoulders back. So just getting that movement through, so you're almost stretching through the pecs as you're doing this as well, so through the chest. And then once you've done about 5 to 10 seconds, just repeating the other way. So you might look a little bit silly as you're doing this at your desk, but you're gonna have the last laugh because you'll feel better, less tight, less stiff through the body. So really nice to kind of get all of that moving. And then we can pull the arm across to stretch around the back of the shoulder. So you're literally bringing it across, clasping underneath, getting all my words muddled up today, and pulling the arm across the body. You should feel this stretch around the side of the shoulder, around the back of the shoulder, definitely around that shoulder blade as you're pulling it forward. And again, just so nice if you've been getting quite a lot of tightness and tension around the shoulders, holding that for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then gently unwinding, because if it's tight, you don't want to suddenly do it very quickly. Clasping around the other side. So again, you can see my arm is just above the elbow, pulling it across the body. And again, just feels really nice getting that deep stretch around the shoulder. So you can do this standing, you can do this seated, adding this routine as and when you're working. So you might want to do this maybe every hour or every lunch break, just really getting movement through that whole body, through the key areas, really, really important. And then relaxing back there. Next, we want to stretch down the side of the body with the latissimus dorsi. So again, you can either do it seated or standing. You're just going to lean the body away. So a lot of the time that is enough to stretch down the side of the body. If you're wanting more of a stretch, you can lift the arm up and pull it over to the side. If you've got space to do this down the side of the body, feeling that really lovely stretch. Again, you can do this with breathing if you want to increase the stretch. So breathing in, as you're breathing out, pulling the stretch over. Again, you can do the seated or standing, and you want to hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then to come out of the stretch, so again, when you're holding this, you want to breathe in. And as you breathe out, as well, we're coming out of the stretch because you don't want those sudden movements. And then we want to repeat on the opposite side. So again, you can either lean over, so you feel this stretch down the side of the body, holding this for about 10 to 15 seconds, feeling it into the ribs, into the lats, or bringing the arm up and again pulling it over. And then to take it one step further, breathing in, and as we breathe out, tipping the body over that a little bit more. So you can add that extra stretch if you want to, holding that for 10 to 15 seconds, and then to come out of the stretch, breathing in, and as you're breathing out, just letting that relax down. So the final part of the desk exercise routine is a little bit of stretching over the side of the neck. Again, we've looked at this in other videos, just really nice to bring this in. So relaxing through the shoulder. If we're stretching this side through the neck, we're going to turn away, drop the chin down. For a lot of people, that will be enough of a stretch. If it's been a stressful week, everything's quite tight. If you want to exaggerate that stretch, you can use the other hand just to guide the chin down, so you can see that pulling, that stretching through there. Aiming to hold this for about 10 to 15 seconds. Like with the previous stretch that you just saw, you can make it a little bit stronger, can increase that stretch with breathing. So breathing in, and as we're breathing out, gently letting the head drop. So you don't want to feel like you're pulling the neck or yanking the head. You want to do it very gently and just letting that drop as far as you feel comfortable. To stretch through the side of the neck, holding it for about 5 to 15 seconds, and then breathing in and out to let that relax. And I would actually drop the chin down to come out of that stretch, and then finally same on the other side. So we're going to turn the head, drop the chin down. So again, for a lot of people that will be enough of a stretch, and you can see that or you can feel it. Second stage is you can use the hand very gently on the back of the head to increase that stretch, so feeling it pull down through there. Again, that feels really nice, just holding that stretch. Or one step further, if you're holding that stretch between 5 to 15 seconds, you can breathe in, and as you breathe out, letting that chin drop down that little bit further, feeling that stretch a little bit more, holding that there. Again, so nice if you're getting tension around the back of the head, into the neck, into the shoulder when you're working. So to come out of the stretch, breathing in, as you breathe out, letting the chin drop down and then gently coming back up to center. As I said before, adding this in as and when you want. I would always recommend to patients maybe doing it every hour or every couple of hours, getting the body moving. It doesn't want to be static all day. Getting it moving when you're working, release that tension and tightness, and obviously feel a lot more comfortable when at work.